Bum 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 bum. Do 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 do. Da 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 da.
You know what I think about? I find myself singing along to. What was that one? Chino Brothers, Chino Brothers.
Oh yeah.
Chino Brothers. Maybe I was watching an old episode or something and it came up because that was early season 1. Chino
Maybe I'll
Brothers,
lace
Chino
that
Brothers.
like in the like
Chino
in
Brothers.
our season 3 intro. So or maybe I'll go back to those
Dope.
cool intros for season 3. I can't figure out what we're doing. So 2 more episodes, guys, left on season 2, and then we're going into season 3. I just cut my mic off real quick. So
I was like,
cough.
I thought that had to do with the button.
No, I had to cough. So we're going to, you know why? Because I hate when people have a cough button and they don't use it when you're watching somebody broadcast. Does that bother you or no?
We've got people with like one studio. It's the news talk station, whatever. So I'm in the control room. I'm potting everybody up, turning them down, whatever. And but they're in the other one.
Your studio engineering.
Yeah, and they don't have a cough button, so you hear, and you're like, at least
They don't have a cough button?
At least turn away. At least, you know what I mean. At least do that. But yeah, sometimes you're like, ugh.
We
Yeah,
had cough buttons at Hot 98.3.
but the boards with me, all they have is a mic and headphones.
Oh, I got you.
So
Yeah.
they're totally separate. So yeah, it's kind of.
I guess you're right, because at Hot 98.3, we sat in front of the board, so you had a cough button on the board. This is really entertaining for people who don't know what a soundboard looks like. So what me and Adler are talking about is there's usually a soundboard in front of you, and it'll have a bunch of knobs that you raise. What do you call those?
You slide up and down.
Yeah, slides. And then one of them will control, one tape deck
One
or
mic.
CD or however you pipe your music in. Then one will control the other one, and then the rest will control the mics. But some people are hot and some people are light, and so you want to pot up if somebody talks low, and you want to pot down if somebody talks hot, so you don't hear a lot of like popping.
Yeah. So there was a cough button, so you just hit that, clear your throat, and let go, and it's all good.
Yeah,
But
but
then people just hear it.
Adley and I
another
have cough buttons on our actual microphones, so
Yeah.
every once in a while I'll hit my cough button and just cough for coughing's sake.
Hey, what about Movember? Are you growing out the beard like thick, long?
No,
I
I don't do any of that stuff, dude. I don't do
keep it
it.
trimmed.
No, I'm just like I'm not a traditions person. Like I try and then they don't work. Like I think about them for a couple seconds and then they don't work. Brandon said, "What's up?" Brandon, stick around in a couple minutes. We're doing our "Let's Go Brandon" segment. Dude, so Des, Brandon's wife, she didn't know what that meant, and she wanted to buy him a face mask that said "Let's Go Brandon." She's like, "Oh, look, I found this for you," and he was like, "Don't buy that for me, please."
Well, you're either getting booed or yeah, you know what I mean.
I know, but the guys that say "yeah" might not be the guys you want to hang out
Yeah,
with. You know what I mean?
that's it.
Like, because there's guys like us that just think it's funny, and then there's like the hardcore Trump supporter that's like, he's part of the devil or whatever. You're like, bro, I don't want to talk to you anymore.
Or the opposite, they start throwing eggs at you. Oh,
Yeah.
you're racist. Well, I just
I don't like the
protecting
president.
people.
I just don't like the president.
I just wear a mask. It's a policy. I gotta wear a mask.
Dude, he
But-
found out. He found out about "Let's Go Brandon."
Biden
Biden did. Yeah, I saw a YouTube video about
How
it.
long did it take him to figure it out?
Oh man, it took him a long time.
That right there is saying something. You're like, dude, this was news because every conservative, Fox News, all those were on it pretty much the same day, blowing it up.
Here's the thing for season 3. I think we should do both sides, right? Like Democrat stories and Republican stories. Because here's the thing about the Republicans, man. They need better celebrities. Do you agree with me on this?
Yeah, who's the cool Republican?
Dude, so like on OAN Network or something like that, the other day they had Tom Wopat talking about Alec Baldwin shooting that lady.
Oh, right.
You don't know who Tom Wopat is,
I don't know
do you?
who is that.
He played Bo Duke on the Dukes of Hazzard.
That's their celebrity game right there.
That's their hip celebrity. And
their
Trump's
top
big
notch.
guy was before Kanye was Chachi? What's that guy's name? Charles in Charge.
Charles the
What's
Oh,
that guy's name?
I know who you're talking about too. Tony. I don't know, but I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. So Gas says, "Hey, what's going on, guys?
What's up, Gavin?
Does anybody know the actor that played in Charles in Charge? You can
Yeah.
Google it as far as I'm concerned."
Charles in Charge.
Yeah, so that was he also played Chachi on Happy Days. That was Trump's celebrity. Like the Republicans have crap celebrities, dude.
Yeah. Well, remember, Eazy-E had dinner with Bush back in the day, and Ice Cube talked about, I'll never have dinner with the
That's right.
president.
I'll never have dinner with the president. I'll never have dinner with the president. I know, but like, well, first of all, I don't think politicians and rappers should be friends at all. I don't. Your job as a rapper is to question things. It's like comedians, you know what I mean? You should question things and talk about how things aren't the way they're supposed to be. That's what hip hop music was made for.
Yeah, you're supposed to fight the power, no matter who's in power. You got to fight that.
Well, you got to. I mean, I'm not saying you should just be some sort of anarchist for the sake of anarchy, but I think Sherilyn for the win. What do we got here?
Oh, Scott Baio. Nice.
There it is.
That's right. Scott Baio.
Yeah, Scott Baio is Donald Trump's biggest celebrity outside of Kanye. So we're on season 2, episode 20, right, Adley?
This is actually episode
21.
21.
That's it. All right, so coming up in this episode, we've got Let's Go Brandon, or whatever we're going to call it. We've seemingly gone with Let's Go Brandon for 4 weeks now. We've got beef between LL Cool J and Kool Mo D. And for all you young people out there, this is probably it's arguable what the first beef is. And in fact, as I was doing research on this beef, people said it was the first national beef. So I think it's really cool. And I've always wondered why they had beef. This was actually a very public beef on wax with multiple records between the two of them. And I remember it. I'm assuming you remember it because that was when you were young and hip hop was cool.
Yep,
Did you listen to LL and Kool?
LL Cool J, like Radio was his first album. I listen to that all the time. And the Kool Mo D, the one line I remember is, you got to lock my jock like a pit bull.
Oh, I thought you were saying go see the doctor.
I do have that on vinyl, by the way. Go see the doctor and put it on mixtapes, and everybody's like, oh my gosh, that's so. This is pre 2 Life Crew, too. So people are like, wow, that's so crazy that he'd talk about that. And it's funny,
it's a song about him having herpes.
The doctor.
Yeah. Woke up cussing, yelling and fussing, dripping and pussing. I said to myself, but my Mia, I'm going to kill that girl next time I see you. What do we got for news stories?
It was a PSA back then. Rappers, Jay-Z inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Big news. Very big news.
Talk about that.
Colin Kapernik compares football to slavery.
I disagree with him, but we can talk about that.
We'll talk more about that. And this is interesting. Pete Davidson and Kim Kardashian were at Knott's Berry Farm last weekend holding hands.
Is that how broke Pete Davidson is, that he got to go to Knott's Berry Farm? Like, dog, man. How many cholos hung out at Knott's Berry Farm, dude? Did you kick it at Knott's Berry Farm when you were a kid?
Oh, yeah. We've talked about that before, but remember Studio K?
Yeah, Studio K and Cloud 9.
The dance place. Cloud 9 was the indoor one, and it was like half price after 8 or something, like $10 to get in.
After
right?
7.
After 7? Was
yeah.
it?
After
Wasn't
7,
there
it was
like
$12.
Yeah, there was like canned food night, right? Every once in a while.
As soon as you got through the front door, to the right was the cigarette machine. So you just walk right through the front door, buy those cigarettes.
That. With the little pull knob.
Yeah,
remember?
Had the pull knob, exactly. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Dude. You try to pick up chicks. You try.
Scam on chicks was the
scam. Yes, that was the term. Let's scam. Let's go scam.
I'll tell you one. So my homeboy Dan, you never met this guy, but you'd really like him. So him and I used to go to Knott's because he lived in Fullerton. So him and I would go to Knott's every week, dude. I'd spend the weekend down at Dan's house. But one time we thought we were going to scam on these chicks, right? So you know the move, right? Go on the log jammer. You know what I mean? You go on the log ride, and then you have to lean back, right? The girls made me and Dan sit next to each other in the front of the ride.
When you say next, you're like, he's in front of you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we're both leaning forward like, dude, don't lean back on me.
Who was the big spoon?
Neither, because like I think I was in the front and I was like holding on to the front of the log, like
so you wouldn't slide, slide back into another log.
I'm not running into Dan.
Oh, but anyways, what kind of wood is that?
So Pete Davidson, you're a cheapie. You're taking her to Knott's Berry Farm. Ooh. But let's get into this episode, homeboy. Let's start with a little Let's Go, Brandon. And for everybody watching, this is a treat. I bet you're not going to believe this. Adelaide's about to spill the beans, per se.
Oh, boy.
By the way, Chris Pearson called me today, and I didn't call him back yet. So, Chris, if you see this episode, I'm going to text you or call you back, or at least I'm going to try to remember. He stopped by my shop. All right, here we go. Let's go, Brandon. What do we got, homeboy?
All right. Rumors of Biden having an accident during a meeting with the Pope causes the hashtag Poopy Pants Biden memes to trend, and they trended very big over the weekend. Now, in light of the rumors swirling around that President Joe Biden had a bit of an accident during his visit with the Pope, and this a couple days ago, the new Twitter hashtag known as Poopy Pants Biden and a bevy of memes to follow the trend have spawned. Oh my gosh. Did he do it?
You think they're going to start suppressing Poopy Pants Biden on as hashtags? I could totally see it, dude.
I could see it, but I don't know. At some point, don't these social media companies need traffic? Need people posting and doing stuff?
I guess, but what if it was Poopy Pants Trump? That would go through the roof. They would let that one go. They would spike that, huh? They were like, we're gonna spike this like the Chino brothers, man. You think the Chino brothers getting good numbers on YouTube? You ain't seen nothing yet.
Poopy Pants Trump would be hilarious.
It would be
my
awesome.
gosh, dude, that'd be so great. Can I share my screen to just show you a couple of the memes?
Yeah,
because it's pretty. People get pretty creative on this stuff too, and it's actually very fun. Now,
did you see that meme with Biden? He goes, "Hi, I'm Joe, but my friends call me Brandon."
This one, he's got making that face, and you got kids. I remember when my kid was young. When you turn around and catch your toddler essing his pants.
Oh,
he's got that.
Yeah, I'm looking. I have to climb in because the computer's a little farther away from me than it is from you.
Oh, it's too funny. Okay, the next one. Inside Biden's football, and you can see it's depends.
Oh,
Charmin. And some fresh underwear, right?
Fresh underwear.
There's a pack of Hanes right there too.
Oh, that's so mean.
Oh my gosh, dude, that's
So mean.
Oh, is there more? Let me see if there's one more. Oh, I don't know if I'm scared to play that one.
Yeah, don't play it.
Shart Week.
Shart Week. Oh, dude, keep going. This is great.
We're gonna do one more.
This is great.
Who had the leader of the free world crap his pants in front of the Pope on their 2021 bingo card? Yeah, right. If Brandon knew Poopy Pants Biden was trending, he'd probably crap his pants again. At the Go20 Rome Summit, the United States is represented by an infant that poops himself. Poopy Pants Biden.
Wait, what's the next one?
Really hope it wasn't on the white chair. Oh my gosh.
All right, dude. Now,
These trends, okay.
here, slide us back.
Okay.
Slide us back in a double. So I don't know if I told this story on here, but one time when I was living in Tucson, I was going to pretty sure it's already suppressed.
Yeah.
I could see that.
Possibly, yeah.
So one time when I was living in Tucson, I was going to Pima Community College. And this is when I was living above the Rialto, not in Studio 230, but when I lived in like 214 or whatever it was, up the hallway from you.
Okay.
And so I had to poop real bad. I pooped, and I went right to school. As I'm going to school, my butt feels just like all sweaty and wet. But when you're in Tucson, it's 120 degrees. You don't have air conditioning. It's kind of normal, you know?
You get swampy butt all the time.
Yeah, so
I
I go to my classroom. I put my books down. I put my finger down my pants. Like, maybe I'm wrong. And I touched the crack of my butt, and I put my finger up. And I'm like, yeah, I was totally wrong. I went to the bathroom. And I had to wash like my butt and like my shorts off. Nice thing about Tucson, guys, is if it's so dry there that your shorts are gonna dry really, really quick, even if they're soaking wet. Dude, there was one stall and then like a door that swung open, like you couldn't lock it, and the sink. And I had to run back and forth from the stall because that day I wasn't wearing underwear, dude. So I'm just running back and forth, cleaning my pants, cleaning myself. Yeah, I went back to class though, at the end of class. Nobody was the wiser.
Oh my gosh, dude. We had a house party. This is back in maybe even like junior high, but high school. Had some friends over and stuff. And apparently we didn't have toilet paper. So I just remember my buddies all, hey, you didn't have toilet paper. I'm like, what'd you use? Oh, dude, you might want to wash the hand towels. They're behind the toilet. I was like, Kevin Ketchikaw. I think he lives in Utah now. But yeah, dude, seriously.
I mean, Biden, though, like, it's like, so you're the leader of the free world and you pooped your pants. Because you know the story's true. Who's going to make up something like that? And it feels true, doesn't it?
It does. And it's, in the chart. Yeah. Dude, people have accidents. Yo,
I know,
there's
dude, but
times when
when
I've had to check. Like,
how old is
ooh,
he?
let me
He's
double check.
70? I thought he was 80.
He's got to be close to 80. Gotta be. He's gotta be. He's
Well,
up there.
anybody can Google that and tell us how old Biden is. I think he's 80 years old. Dude, when you're 80, you're not going to be able to control your bowels, bro. Dude, if he doesn't wear adult diapers, I'd be highly surprised.
If he, you would have, dude, you would just have to, just for the sake of, I don't want, if I do have an accident, I don't want to get caught doing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think
an
I'm
adult,
with you on
it
that.
depends. Yeah, when you're that old, and the only thing is, it's hard to make fun of because we had a meeting today, and I was like, well, could be us next.
No.
Poop in our pants. Granted, we're not the president of one of the strongest countries in the world.
Sherilyn says he's 78 years old.
78. So at the end of his 4-year term, his first 4-year term, he's going to be 82.
Yeah. Dude,
And if he gets reelected,
you really think
86?
Let's Go Brandon's going to get reelected, dude? Dude, like here's the thing.
basically 80. Yeah.
I'm a Steeler fan, okay? And for those of you who don't know, I'm from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania now. I'm a Steeler fan. I love the Steelers. And there's times when they're down like 24-0 in the first quarter. And I'm like, I don't know if they're going to pull this off and get it back. And, dude, sometimes I'm down to like the last 4 minutes, just like, oh, they're going to win. They're going to win. Oh, I think so, whatever. Here's the thing. Usually there's a play.
Closer to 79.
Oh, my gosh. Usually there's a play or two that like get them back in the game. You know what I mean? Like Ben throws like the Hail Mary and it connects, or something to that effect, or TJ Watt comes across and strips the ball. You know what I mean? Like something where you're like, okay, I see some potential.
There's
I
a
don't
chance.
see that in our president, man. Do you see any Hail Marys connecting, bro? I'm not seeing it. I'm seeing him get sacked repeatedly and fumbling and throwing interceptions.
And there's 3 years left in his first term. We've got 3 years left of Biden. And now just think about this.
Dude, it's only been 10 months.
It hasn't been a year yet.
It's been 10 months. We've been doing the Chino brothers almost that long.
Yeah, it's true. But just think about it. I mean, you got this guy.
Our numbers are going up, though. His numbers are going down.
That's true. We're getting more likes. But he's if he stays in and is up for re-election, how confident are you in someone?
Dude, I'm not confident in him now. What are you talking about? You're acting like it's going to make a difference in 3.5 more years.
If you're a Democrat though, and you voted for him, and you're thinking like, oh, because a lot of Democrats probably thought Trump's going to win anyways, but I'm still going to vote for Biden.
Really, you think that? I think everybody thought Biden was going to win. At least in Pennsylvania, everybody thought Biden was going to win.
But then, dude, do you vote for him again? Or do the Democrats get somebody else to? You automatically.
Can we stop having weirdos run our government? Like, it's one thing when we had no information and Dick Cheney looked like a normal person. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. So at this point, he'd have to cure cancer and solve world hunger to get a second term.
Yeah, bro, Gav, I'm going to say this. That world hunger probably will make a lot of people frustrated. They want American hunger. They want, I'm going to say, if you could fix Detroit and Flint, Michigan, then I believe you. I'll start believing you as a politician. Because seriously, man, they always go up there, I'm going to do this for America. I'm going to do that for America. I'm like, bro, Detroit's been a dud for a long time. Yeah. And I love Detroit, bro. No disrespect to the city, to Motown, bro, to the Motor City. That place, if you want to see a cool antique, go to Detroit. And really cool people, like the coolest people you ever see in your life. 4-lane highways for no reason, bro. Just regular streets, because so many people lived there at one point. And every car was made there. You know what I mean? Now,
yeah.
Ghost towns, shanty towns. Like, dude, it just looks like, dude, 8 Mile the entire 8 Mile looks like Homewood in Pittsburgh, which is our hardest ghetto, or Rankin, which is our hardest ghetto. 8 miles of that, bro. Dude, there's just miles and miles and miles of ghetto in Detroit. But, bro, the people there, they got heart like you never seen.
Yeah. Horrible football team.
Dude, that team can't win to save their
so
life.
Bad.
Decent hockey team. Did you ever watch that show, The Detroiters, on Comedy Central? You would adore that show. Look it up on YouTube. You'll never stop watching it. But the
Okay.
theme song was ill. So it was all new Motown that they would play on the show. So it was like all these really cool songs that sound like Otis Redding, but like were current. Like somebody
Okay.
just made them,
Okay.
like say St. Paul and what was that bald headed lady's name? Dude, just really cool records. But the theme song of the show was phenomenal. And I play it for my kids sometimes. And it goes like this. Next time when they ask you where you're from, you gonna say Detroit City, where we get back on our feet. You don't know about the D. You don't know about the streets. Cause when you live it in the city, nothing is as pretty as the hustle. Like that song, it like encapsulates Detroit.
Very soulful.
Yeah,
I dig
dude.
it.
And
I dig it.
yeah, dude, you trust me, even if you just listen to the music from their soundtrack, phenomenal. But here's my point. If you want me to believe who you are as a politician, fix Detroit. Fix Flint. And then let's keep moving. We got Cleveland. We got a lot of work on. We got.
Hey, fix East Side Bakersfield. We got some hood there, man.
I mean, dude, but I'll put it
Yeah.
this way: Eastside Bakersfield. There's 9,000 of them in Detroit. Like Detroit is so hard,
Oh,
man.
that's sad. That's sad.
Dude, it's really hard. I'm not kidding you. And then when we're done with the cities, why don't we go to West Virginia, dude? Dude, 45 minutes away from where I live. There are, and I'm not joking, and this is going to sound mean, but I'm being 100% honest, and every Pittsburgh knows I'm telling the truth. There are a lot of inbred people who live in shacks who are
Wow.
working for these dirty coal companies and drinking dirty water because the coal companies are taking advantage of them.
Wow.
This is America.
That's sad. That stuff is sad. But yeah, you're right. There's plenty to fix. Plenty
Yeah.
to do.
Don't give me all your agenda, bro. Just do your work.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like the boys at the shop, they never tell me nothing. They do it. And once it's done, then they tell me. I'm like, word, thank you so much. They
What
know they're
about-
not going to tell me before.
There was that story floating around, like Biden's working on paying $450,000 for
the
immigrants coming
undocumented
across.
immigrants?
Yeah. Is that true or is that fake? Or is
I
that
think it's true, but here's how this works. America, dude, I'm not Trump. I don't believe in this make America great again type of thing, except that America's already great. Let's make it great. America's dope, man. It's filled with really cool people. And yeah, dude, he knows. Gavin knows what's up. Like, dude, I'm telling you, all of us from here, we all know what's up because it's so close to us. And gambling was legal there before it was legal in Pittsburgh. So people would always go to West Virginia to gamble. I used to have a vending machine route in West Virginia when I was doing the ministry because I needed extra money. And bro, dude, I can't believe I never told you this story before. I'll tell you this story and then we'll get into our beef. So I had a bunch of bubblegum machines in these pizza shops, right? And this is when I still smoked cigarettes because vaping really wasn't a thing yet.
okay?
So I was walking to this pizza shop and I look at this girl. She looks like she's about 14 years old. She's in a Corvette. She's smoking a cigarette. And I think I was probably 34, 35 years old at this point in my life. Maybe I was 38. But anyway, she's smoking a cigarette and I'm thinking, man, I better not ask that girl for a cigarette. I look like a weirdo. She's a kid, you know, I'm a grown man. Forget it. So I look over at the pizza shop where I'm going to fill a gumbo machine. And this dude walks out. He looks every second as old as I do, but he don't look like me. Like, you know how you and I look young? God bless us. We don't say that to be arrogant. It's just we're both 50 and we don't look like that. Except with these glasses, I look kind of old. Anyways, neither here nor there. Probably why you told me to wear them. Yeah, wear them, Sketch. Don't.
Make me look better. No, I'm
No
just
one will know I'm younger than you. Anyways, so I look over. This dude doesn't look a second younger than me, bro. He looks every ounce of 38 years old. I mean, just life has beat this dude up. A lot of city miles, right? And he's mean mugging me, dude. I'm thinking, man, that's that kid's father, and he wants to whip my you know what for trying to bum a cigarette off his kid. And looking at his little girl. So now I feel like a weirdo. And she was dressed a little scantily too, you know, and she's a kid.
okay.
I'm like, ugh. So of course, you know, I'm walking, I'm trying not to make eye contact with this poor guy because he has every right to beat me over the head with a hammer. Fill up my vending machine. I'm like, man, I'm gonna try to take my time with this, bro, because I ain't trying to see that cat. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because he might be waiting for me. And here's
Yeah.
the thing: like, if you do some stupid stuff, like you're trying to step to me for some dumb stuff, I'm gonna fight. But if you're gonna step to me because I'm hitting on your daughter, I deserve the ass beating I'm about to get, man. That was my fault. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And I wasn't looking at her like that. For reals, I just wanted a cigarette. And Adelaide, you're a former cigarette addict. You know how that gets you. And you're
Yeah.
like, I have to have a cigarette.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So taking my time, making sure, double checking the machine, all this stuff, everything I can to stay in this pizza shop longer. Finally, I walk out, I have a bucket of quarters in my hand. I'm walking out. All I'm thinking is, I hope that dude isn't standing out there and sock me in the face and take my quarters, or like my quarters going to splash everywhere. And I'm like, man, and I'm not going to hit him, dude, because in my mind, this is this dude's daughter, and I'm looking at her, Fudge. So I walk out. Camaro's still there. Start walking to my car, try not to look, get to my car, sit down, but my windshield's facing their windshield. So as soon as I sit down, I look up, and that dude is making out with that 14-year-old girl. I wanted to leave so bad, dude. I hate that place. Gosh. I hate that place, man. And
that's West Virginia right there.
You know the crazy part? Every time I've told that story, it hasn't surprised anybody in Pittsburgh. Everybody's like, oh, okay.
Oh my gosh, dude, that's insane.
It's awful. It's awful, dude. Okay, guess what? President Biden? I don't believe you. If you're not going to fix that, and that doesn't just go for you, that goes for Trump, Obama, Bush. All these people have made that place into what it is. Yeah. All these people allowing these greedy corporations to just take every penny. Here's the thing. When people are like, oh, we can't make iPhones in America because then they'll cost $9,000. And it's like, or Apple can only make $180 billion this year instead of $280 billion, and we can still have $900 iPhones.
Yeah, it's so true. They make too much money.
Well,
dude, that's crazy.
It's not just that they make too much money. It's they're making all that money, and Detroit looks like a garbage. And I love you, Detroit. No offense. Looks like a garbage can, dude. It's just dude, imagine this. Giant factories, okay? Then you have to have skyscrapers filled with executives for those giant factories. Empty for miles. And not only empty for miles, no more glass, like big bars
all broken out
down,
and stuff.
Busted all the way up. Yeah.
Oh, jeez. And there's none of it's coming back. Not soon.
You know what? The city of Detroit, those guys, they're DIYers, man. They're making breweries. Same with Cleveland. And these are rival cities to us, but we're all part of what's called the Rust Belt. Except Pittsburgh, we were blessed. So Pittsburgh has medical care. That was the first
industry to come in.
Well, second switch industry, if you will, because we had steel, right? And then steel dried up, but we had the medical. So everybody from West Virginia and Ohio would come to Pittsburgh because we had the best medicine. So our university, which at that time was a dud, University of Pitt, or University of Pittsburgh, we call it Pitt. They were like, we're just going to put all our money into the medical. So then we have medical. Then the banks realized, I served for a lot of guys in the Navy from Detroit, and they'd agree with you. I love that city, though, Gavin. I'm not going to lie to you. I love that city, but I'm telling you, I've not everybody I've met from the D is super nice, and everybody in the D is super nice. They're just really, really sweet, Midwestern, hardworking people that just really wish they had a better shot. But going back to what I'm saying, so, where was
the medical?
I?
Pittsburgh had the medical.
So we had the medical, and then next. After 9/11, they realized that they could put banking hubs in Pittsburgh because it's only 5 hours away from DC. So then banking got really big in Pittsburgh. So all downtown is a lot of banking buildings. And then since there was the infrastructure for safety for the banking and for the medical, the tech companies were like, well, you have really good amenities. So they came here next. So we have a Google complex. Uber is headquartered here. And then there's just boatloads of startups that came from Pittsburgh.
A lot of tech stuff then too, huh?
Yeah, just tons of all tech. So it's tech, medical, and banking. So we're the only ones in the Rust Belt that somehow transitioned. But Akron, Cleveland, Johnstown, Youngstown, Detroit, Erie. Bro, these are some very tough towns. Wow. Some very, very tough towns. And then when
factories, was it all factories and,
factories
and manufacturing and all that?
Well, coke plants, which is how they created the coal to be able to burn the steel. Steel factories, iron ore, mining, things like this. That's what made these towns boom. And back in those days, in Steubenville, Ohio, you'd have the Rat Pack go through because it was such a decadent town.
Okay.
But
that's pretty cool.
It's
Cool
but,
history lesson, but it's sad.
But all those towns are beat except Pittsburgh. We got that transition, so we have this beautiful town now. But the hard part is like, if you keep telling us that you love America, president, mayor, governor, whoever you are, you keep bragging about this. You know, that governor of Michigan, she should be ashamed of herself. She goes on TV like she's some sort of hero. You have two very, very downtrodden cities in your state. Flint, Michigan, you could literally burn the water in Flint, Michigan that comes out of your tap.
Holy
Literally.
crap, dude.
You put a match to it, it catches fire, and the Detroit is just destroyed. And she goes on TV every time. She should be ashamed of herself. She should go on TV and say, I apologize. I have not done better with the responsibilities I've been given with these two cities I've done a horrible job at. But I will work my hardest to build them back. You know what I mean?
Holy crap, dude. Yeah, and I remember seeing specials on Flint because that was what the pipes were bad and stuff would leak into it, and they had to bring in bottled water.
Yeah.
They had to import bottled water because of the tap water, all that stuff. And it's still like that?
Yes.
After
Wheeling,
years?
West Virginia just became like that because of overmining. So that's the thing, man, is like everybody wants to talk all this crazy nonsense about politics for one side or another. And it's like, look, if you want Mike Ichimura to not think you're a criminal, and I'm never going to not think that, fix this in my country and I'll start believing you.
Yeah.
If you care about the good people of Detroit, dude, here's the thing. So Pittsburgh, we got on the upswing, right? So what do? They have the G20 here. Obama comes. Oh, look, this is what we do in America. It's not what you did in America, Obama. It's what Pittsburghers did. Pittsburghers worked their butts off to make this city beautiful. We all pitch in. We all love each other. We all work together. Okay. Government, you want me to believe you? Fix Youngstown, Ohio. Fix Johnstown. Fix Detroit. Fix Flint. All these Midwestern towns, I can keep going down. Fix them. It's your job. Fix them. So, dude, I don't know. I shouldn't get so mad.
Politicians get into it. Yeah, they talk a good game. I mean, come on. Kamala and Biden were against each other trying to get that spot to run for president, talking trash about each other and then saying all this good. And all of a sudden, you're like, now they're best friends,
Although I'll say this, I'm a Nostradamus. Remember? Back in season 1, I said, next season when I come back, Joe Biden's going to crap his pants again. Remember I said that? You can fact check me that. You can fact check me on that.
Let's find that. That's
it was the week before I went on vacation because I was like, I'm going to be gone next week. So you're watching this pre-tape, but I guarantee Joe Biden crapped his pants again.
Oh my gosh, you did say that.
I felt bad because we had a bunch of viewers on that episode leaving comments and like we weren't responding because it was pre-recorded. But
yeah, that's right.
Neither here nor there. That like he crapped his pants, literally and physically, figuratively. Government, be ashamed of yourself because there's good American people that are suffering because you don't care about them because you want to hang out with Mark Zuckerberg and all those other losers.
Yeah. Sad.
Don't worry. One of these days, you guys, the tables are going to turn. And I feel America rumbling right now. It's not just the Chino brothers. America's rumbling. We want our country back. You agree with me, Adley?
Yeah. Yes, we definitely do. And Joe Biden's number 2 is number 1 trending.
His number 2 is what?
It's trending number 1.
Joe Biden's number 2.
I just stole that off of me. So with that,
dude, you should just steal memes all the time. Nobody would know.
Nobody.
Who cares?
Okay, hold on.
Good jokes in them.
Give me 5 seconds. Hold on.
Hold on. Let me tell you.
Go ahead.
Let me tell you who doesn't live in one of those cities. And that would be one James Todd Smith, born January 14, 1968, also known as
Ladies Love Cool J.
That's right, LL Cool J, Lisa Cold Jam, however you want to call him. You never heard of that?
I never heard that one.
Yeah, born in Bay Shore, New York. At 16, he was signed to Def Jam Records by Russell Simmons. His first single was I Need a Beat. It was a 12-inch single. Came out when he was 16.
Oh, that's dope.
I thought about this. So every time we talk about rappers and how they get signed at young ages, we're like, ooh. But if somebody was an actor at 12, it wouldn't bother us. But I thought about this. Do you think about if you're a label, first of all, if you sign a 16-year-old, they're going to be cool well into their late 20s. So you got a lot of time with them. Yeah.
We'll get them young.
You can unpay them for several years. You can pay them chicken change for several years. Think about $30,000 to a 16-year-old. Like, oh my gosh.
Like, whoa, this is so much money. I can buy a nice car and a couple chains, and I'm good.
Yeah.
Some fresh sneakers, buying out the mall.
Yeah, and then just chip
broke in
them
a
off
month.
like $3 or $4 every time they do a show.
Yeah.
Wow, you know what I mean?
It's not a bad idea.
Kool D, born Mohamedus Dewees, August 8th, 1962, comes downtown from the city of Manhattan, New York City. Signed by the Sugar Hill Records in 1981 with his group. Do you remember?
Kumo D. Oh, wow.
And it rhymes.
And the Treacherous 3?
That's exactly it. The Treacherous 3. Good job, man.
I did not know that. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
drops out of the Treacherous 3 in 1985 due to a disbandment. That's right. Good job, man. You pulled that one out.
3, I remember. I do remember them. So, okay, cool.
Yeah, in 1987, LL Cool J puts out Bigger and Deffer with his first hit single on there. Do you know what it was?
Bigger and Deffer. Was that radio? No, because that was its own. Was it I Need
First
Love?
top 40
no,
hit.
'cause that's Walking with the Panther.
Nope, you're right. When I'm alone in my room, sometimes I stare at the wall. That was on Bigger and Deffer. Yeah, it was not while I'm walking with the Panther. Don't worry.
It was not. Oh,
Yep.
okay. Okay, it was on Bigger and Deffer.
Yeah.
You got
Yeah,
clown
I
for
Need
that
Love.
too, huh?
Of course.
Yeah.
I Need
Yeah.
Love. But it made him a top 40 hit. And so Russell had him going everywhere. Russell Simmons from Def Jam Records. So he had him going everywhere because this was the first true hip hop hit that did crossover into a top 40 station.
Yeah.
So he would headline every show.
When I'm alone in my room, sometimes I stare at the wall. Yeah.
So because I Need Love was so big, they offered him the Fresh Fest, and he was going to headline the Fresh Fest. LL Cool J was 19 years old at the time and loved sleeping in. So he missed his plane back to New York for the Fresh Fest.
Oh, jeez.
So they asked Kool D if he would close.
Okay.
You see where
Okay.
this is going?
Yes. Yes.
Kool D comes down to the club, shows up as the closer, starts rapping, but LL Cool J had taken a later flight and still made it to the club before Kool D's set was over. So he actually closed the club. And when he closed the club, he explained to everybody that he'd sold more records than everybody who was on the bill.
Which is definitely truth, especially with I Need Love. Yes.
At this time, Kool D was about to put out his first solo album. It was self-titled Kool D.
Okay.
After that show, he goes into the studio and writes, How You Like Me Now.
Yes. How You Like Me Now.
Then changes the name of the album to How You Like Me Now. And then it has a Jeep, but it was one of those Suzuki Jeeps, the Suzuki
Samurai?
Yeah.
Yeah,
In the
okay.
background, driving over a Kangol hat.
Oh, dissed. That was LL Cool J's signature hat.
My favorite line from How You Like Me Now was, I'm bigger and better. Forget about Deffer. Every time I come in the ring, I'll left a hole in your brain. So it will remain back in the back of your brain until you see me again. Respect. I come correct. So yeah, that was obviously aimed at LL Cool J. I'm bigger and better. Forget about Deffer.
Wow.
Yeah. LL responds in 1989 with the B-side cut of Going Back to Cali. So you remember that track he had, right? From
Going Back to Cali.
Yep, it was from the Less Than Zero soundtrack. It was one of his biggest hits and it had a lot of bass, so everybody bumped it. Going back to Cali. Cali. Going back to Cali.
No,
I don't think
so.
Exactly. But it was a real smooth song, right? And like had a real nice bass to it. Do you remember what the B side of that record was?
No.
Jack the Ripper. Do you remember that song?
Oh, yes. Yes.
So Jack the Ripper was a diss track aimed at Kool D. My favorite line from that song, it wasn't really about Kool D, but it said this: Jack the Ripper, a man, not a myth. A.K.A. James Todd Smith. Like that, I thought that was the illest line. Like definitely, if we were DJing back then, that's what we would have cut it down.
Nice.
Also, side note: Bobby Jimmy did a parody song of it called Jack Tripper from Three's Company. Remember Jack Tripper from Three's Company? So it was
No, he did. Bobby Jimmy?
Yeah, Jack
I didn't know that one.
Tripper, a man and a chef. That's what he said. But anyways, yeah,
Bobby Jimmy, that was West Coast.
yeah, definitely.
That was West Coast thing. That's
Yeah,
funny.
AKA. So, Kool D then responds to "Let's Go" with "Let's Go," and that was the song that my basketball team in high school used to run out to.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, that's it. Dude, that song was so deaf. It was, it had that funky like James Brown beat. Ba ba bum, ba boom boom ba 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 boom ba ba bum. Let's go. Doom doom da da doom da. Yeah. LL wanted to release Big Ol' Butt next. That was going to be his next single. Remember? Anisha's got a big old butt. That song was so much fun though. And you're telling me it's true. It was Chogama. You're correct. You're correct. You're correct, man. Yeah. So you wanted to release Big Ol' Butt. Go ahead, Adley. Ask it.
Okay, I'll open it up.
He answered it without us asking it. I like how you put son afterwards. So LL wanted to put out Big Ol' Butt. Remember that? It was Anisha's got a big old butt. And I tell you this is true. Anisha's got a big old butt. So I'm leaving you. Yeah, so like he wanted to put that out because he wanted to get back to that sexy vibe, that like hip cool. Because Jinglin' Baby did really well. So
have a good night. Thanks, Ben. You too.
But Russell told him not to because he wanted to put out a subliminal diss record. And do you know what it was?
No. What was it?
Your favorite LL Cool J track.
I'm that type of guy.
Yep.
Was it really? I'm that type of guy.
Yeah, but remember also, you're the type of guy that girls ignore. Remember that? Like, I'm the type of guy that goes to the store. You're the type of guy. You know what I mean? Oh my, always leave the wishes. I walk into the room, they say the pudding is delicious. That was my favorite line from that song. Yeah,
that was a great one too.
That was my favorite line from that song.
Oh, I'm that type. Man, that's right. LL Cool J had some hits, man.
Yeah, exactly. Dude. But that's the thing, dude, right? Like, you never knew that was a Kool Mo D diss, did you?
Did Kool Mo D know it was a Kool Mo D diss?
I don't know, because it was on the sly.
Interesting, because that was a great song. And I played it. I remember playing it at the backyard parties and stuff.
Remember it had that it had the Wizard of Oz beat in the background.
Yeah. I'm that type of guy.
He was like all slick and like, yeah, exactly. LL starts showing up at Kool Mo D shows and just walking out in front of the crowd and be like, "Hey, what's up, man? It's me, L. How's it going?" And he doesn't rap. He just does that and then he leaves in between acts. But he's the biggest headliner in the country in hip hop music right now, or at that time. So if you're a club promoter and you can tell people LL was at your club, are you going to stop him from?
That was a big deal. That was a big deal. And I'm just thinking though too, if Kool Mo D is about to take the stage, but LL Cool J is walking around, I'm sure some fans were like, "Let's get a picture. Let me get your autograph." So, hooking up with chicks or whatever. And Kool Mo D's like,
Mo D's crew wanted to beat him because Mo D's crew was raw. Like they just wanted to beat him, and he was like, "Nah, that's not what we do." He's like, "I'm gonna beat him on wax."
Yeah. Okay.
LL pulls out. It gets rougher, but then it was a dud. So it gets rougher was a diss track at Mo D, but it didn't work. It didn't hit.
Oddly, I don't remember that song.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Then he puts out To the Break of Dawn on the House Party soundtrack, and that was a Mo D diss. So he goes 2 disses so far, and Mo D doesn't go back, right?
Huh.
But then that flopped. So he puts out his 3rd and last diss track in Mo D. Do you know what it was?
No.
So
Rock the Bells.
2 of his records flopped, right? 2 of his records flopped.
Yeah.
So now he's putting out a new record. So people will call it a comeback. But you know what he said?
I've been here for years.
That's it. Mama said knock you out.
Yeah.
That didn't flop. Like,
that
dude,
was
white
a
people
big
know that
hit
song,
too.
dude.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to knock you out. Mama said knock you out.
Bah. Dance boogie. Gangsta boogie. Gangsta
That's
boogie.
right, dude. Oh,
don't you call this a regular jam? I'm gonna rock this land. I'm gonna take this itty bitty world by storm, and I'm just getting warm. Just like Muhammad Ali, they called him Cassius. Yeah,
that was a great record too. Holy cow!
And then Kool Mo D responds with Death Blow, which is my favorite video ever. So it's Kool Moody walking in the ring, but Kool Moody starts getting fat at this point. Like, remember he was sleek when he was young. Now he's fat.
Yeah.
But he's walking in the ring, and there's this dude lying down like dressed up
just
like
got
LL
knocked
Cool
out?
J from the last video, and there's this old black lady. She says, "James, I told you not to mess with Mo D." And then the record starts.
But Kool Mo D, and I love the music and everything, but it's a different era of hip
is
hop
true.
almost. You know, LL Cool J is a different level and everything. And LL Cool J, I don't know if you're going to talk about this. I hope I don't want to spoil it.
No,
but
go ahead.
he was a skinny dude, 16, 17. And didn't he go to jail for a year?
Well, that's the thing. I'm not sure about the jail sentence, but he was skinny, and then he got really ripped.
Yeah.
That the last track was Modi dissing LL. So in my mind, if he threw the last shot, does that mean he won the battle? Or is it no one knows who that dude is, and LL Cool J's on CBS this weekend, so he won the battle? What do you think?
I think LL Cool J just kind of said whatever at that point, moved on because I've got bigger, dude. He's rapping at the Bill Clinton inauguration. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like, yeah. I think he let it go with Kool Moe Dee. He's like, all right, dude, I'm not wasting any more time on this. And the diss tracks, I mean, I'm gonna knock you out. Obviously, made some money and stuff, but dude, when I'm alone in my room, sometimes I stare at the wall.
Oh, yeah.
Make some more of those. You know what I mean? And
well, he did with like Jennifer Lopez. Remember, he put out so many good tracks. But once again, from 16 to like 27, he was super hip and super young. But that's the thing is when he was signed by Def Jam, he was 16 years old. And so by the Bigger and Deffer album, he was 19. And so he started getting ripped. And people were like, oh, I think he's on steroids. It's like, no, he went through puberty, man. Like, we didn't realize he was going through puberty. But he went through puberty.
Ladies love Cool J. He was a sex symbol.
That's the end of the beef. Dude, here's the thing. You say he's a sex symbol, that's fine. Think of all those nasty songs he wrote when he was only 16. The Bristol Motel. Remember that song?
Oh, yeah, that's pretty dirty too. Or pink cookies in a plastic bag.
Exactly.
Getting crushed by buildings. Even though it's weird, and you're like, I know what you're saying, but it's weird. But yeah. Dude, yeah, LL Cool J, man.
The president woke and he called the Pope. The Pope climbed to heaven on a golden rope. He asked the Lord to raise Michelangelo from the dead so he could make a gold painting of my head. Remember that song?
Was that LL Cool J?
This story is over, but my rhyme ain't done. Then I went down to the planet, to the middle of the earth. Oh, man. I was kind of scared, so Cool Rock went first. I met these very interesting girls. They called them skeezers, so I held them to my wallet like Ebenezer. You don't remember that one, dude?
If that was LL Cool J?
Yeah, dude, my rhyme ain't done. This story is over, but my rhyme ain't done.
This is Dolly Ann Schaefer. She's my second cousin in Ohio.
Oh, wow. So
just
she
found
knows
out
about the
2
rest,
weeks
bro.
ago. Yeah.
You just found out you had a second cousin 2 weeks ago?
My grandfather, her grandfather, and my grandfather are brothers. Pretty cool. Shout out to Ohio. Thanks for tuning in, too.
Yeah,
That's
thanks
pretty
for
cool.
tuning in.
Very cool.
Really cool.
Yeah.
All right, so what do we got for the news, my man?
So let's see. Let's start it off with, man, I got some good stuff for you, Mike.
Let me try it again.
So.
Adley, give me the news, baby. There we go. So now I can use it for a midday getaway if I have to.
Nice. So Jay-Z, we've known him for years. He's definitely an old school artist at this point. Been doing it since the mid 90s, back even when we were at Camp Radio.
I have a lot of respect for Jay-Z. Don't you have a lot of respect for Jay-Z?
Definitely. Oh, yeah. Definitely a lot of respect. The dude hustles.
Now, is he in the Illuminati?
Someone said that because of my picture. I think someone's like, do you know he's in the Illuminati? And I'm like, if he is, whatever.
Do you believe in the Illuminati?
I've never been invited to a meeting, so so it may exist.
I don't believe in it.
It'd be cool to be in the Illuminati.
I don't believe in the Illuminati. Oh, your cousin believes in it. Hold on.
Wait, where? What? Wait. Oh, I'm flipping back and forth. Yes. Shout out to Ohio. Or yes, the Illuminati.
No, I think she believes in the Illuminati. I don't.
What?
Now, here's the thing. I'm not mad at anybody who believes in the Illuminati. I just am like, I see enough weird stuff in real life that I don't have to look into, that I don't need extra stuff. Like our president pooped himself. I don't know if you heard about that, Dally, but the president of the United States, the commander in chief, is now the commander in Pampers. He went poo-poo in his pants. People are screaming F Joe Biden. He just gave the admiralship to Rachel Levine. So I don't need to believe in the Illuminati to know things are weird.
Things are strange. However, on the cool side, Jay-Z gets into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
It's about time.
Yeah, and I remember too, back in the day, he there was no hip hop category at the Grammys. So, Nas, Jay-Z, all these old school rappers like, dude, I'm not even nominated, but we knew hip hop back then when you talk about
like
the
a
LL Cool
Motown
J's.
record. That's how LL Cool J got a Grammy, because it was like best R&B Motown song or something.
Yeah, it fall into that category. So a lot of people, I think Jay-Z was one of the first ones to be like, forget the Grammys, man. I'm never going to win one. And then granted, that was years ago. So he finally gets in. This was actually back in Cleveland at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And there's a bunch of stuff. So
Right,
Barack,
Dolly, she lives in Ohio, right?
yes, to Ohio. Yes.
Okay. Do you live anywhere near Cleveland, or are you a Brownies fan? But let's get back to this. Here's the thing. Do you think the hip hop should have its own Hall of Fame, or do you think it should be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
I felt like I did a story on my show about a hip hop Hall of Fame. And it was in New York. We'll have to look that up. But I mean, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Come on, dude. What's more rock and roll than hip hop sense that
I'm not saying it shouldn't. I'm saying, do you think? Well, then what about country music? Should it also count?
Country has its own too, right? In Nashville or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we talked about that. We talk about what's that old school guy, Johnny Cash?
Yeah, but
amazing stuff.
But does he belong in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
If hip hop's in there, country should be in there too.
Wow.
I think so.
So why are we calling it the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame if it's
it should you got to change just the Music Hall of Fame or something. Yeah. Hey, Dave Chappelle was even there in person.
At Jay-Z's
yeah.
He probably doesn't live that far from there.
Him.
He's from Ohio.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, but it was pretty cool to see that. And this is where's the best line here? Let me find this for you too. He said, where'd it go? Oh man, my story changed up. He's all, man, y'all gonna make me cry in front of all these white people.
That's what Chappelle said?
No, that's what Jay-Z said.
Oh, Jay-Z said that.
And actually, he did say, because Dame Dash, they had that beef for a long time. They actually sounds like they actually made up over this, because he gave love to Dame Dash, just like, hey man, without you, I can't erase all the things that you did for me in hip hop, something along to that effect. So I thought that was really cool, because they were beefing for a long time.
Dude, have you ever seen the documentary? I think it was called Fade to Black. No, not Fade to Black. It was the tour one where it was like the Rough Riders and Jay-Z and but Dame Dash was so mad. If anybody even talked to a Def Jam rep, he would like just throw stuff against the wall. It was, yeah.
Really? Because he didn't want anybody trying to steal his artists or anything like that? Because that was Rockefeller Records already out by then?
Yep.
Okay.
And he
so
built it from scratch. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But at the same time, Jay-Z, yeah. I mean, if hip hop should be in the Hall of Fame, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, then yeah, Jay-Z definitely belongs. Jay-Z belongs in whatever the Hall of Fame that Run DMC belongs in. That I'd say DMX eventually will get into whatever that Hall of Fame is. NWA, all those guys.
Yeah, so she lives about 20 minutes from Cleveland. Okay. I got to get back there one of these days. I got to take my son back there to the Midwest. The Midwest, nothing like it. Nothing like it.
East Coast is fun, though.
Yeah, East Coast. I want to show them all of that stuff, too. So,
yeah. Jay-Z, big ups to you. Congratulations. What do we got next?
All right, moving on to the next story. Let me pull this up here. So, we're talking Colin Kaepernick.
Look at this drama Bollywood's checking in real quick. You see this?
Where are we looking at?
Look at
Drama. Good morning. Drama, where are you at?
I'm going to assume India.
Sir. Drama ball. So somewhere.
I'm going to say India.
Oh, right. Bollywood. Yeah, okay. What up, Drama
and
Bollywood?
Dally says she believes in the Illuminati.
Believe in that.
Let's keep these stories cracking. What do we got?
But so Colin Kaepernick compares the NFL tactics to slavery in a Netflix special. And I don't know if you've seen bits and pieces of it, Mike. I did a little research on this too. And Colin Kaepernick's looking at you. Behind him is a football combine, where they're kind of looking at everybody. They're seeing how far they can jump, how fast they can run. And he says, what they don't want you to understand is what's being established is a power dynamic. Colin Kaepernick's looking at you real serious too, and he says, before they put you on the field, teams poke, prod, and examine you, searching for any defect that might affect your performance. No boundary respect, no dignity left intact. And then it kind of transitioned. These guys come off the football field and they march down. There's like 5 or 6 black guys, and they go, and then all of a sudden they've got chains on them,
Wait,
and
there's
they're
no
being
white
traded.
guys in the NFL?
That was kind of like, yeah, it was kind of a weird thing. You're thinking like, wait, there's no white guys that are at the combine trying. But this, I wanted to show you this. Speaking of that too, and this is something that came to mind now that you mentioned that too, because yes, there's white guys. Oh man, I can't. Okay, there's white guys in the NFL too. So it was kind of odd that Colin Kaepernick only put black guys in this thing.
What about the Mexicans?
Hispanics are in it. There's a couple Asian kickers. You know? Come on. It's like, and let's not forget.
There's half Asian quarterbacks. Like, come on,
yeah,
man.
there's people out there. And come on, your favorite player of all time.
Is that
20
Brady?
years ago, Tom Brady, 20 years ago at the combine. This was him.
What does it say on this? What does it say on the list?
QB01 Brady T. So that's kind of his info and stuff. And you're like, come on, don't forget. There's not that. So with that, what do you do, man? Do you watch this? What do you think of Colin Kaepernick saying this stuff?
I'm not going to watch it. Here's the thing.
Yeah.
You have the freedom to say whatever you want. We live in America. And if I don't agree with you, that doesn't make me a bad human. You know what I mean? And I think that's the problem is that we're letting it get emotional. Well, I fought for this country. And it's like, okay, I know you. I know you and you were in the service. I know what you did in the service. You didn't do any fighting. I'm not mad at you. You had a job, but this guy just decided he doesn't agree with you. I don't agree with him. I don't need to get emotional, though. Okay, I don't agree with him. That doesn't make me a racist. So when I say, yeah, I don't agree with him, because you're a racist, it's like, all right, usually a white person saying this to me. Let's I don't see why I have to have some sort of emotional stock in this. You know what I mean? I like the United States. I personally do. I found a lot of favor in the United States, and it's taken a lot of years for people like us, minorities, and specifically people of mixed race, to not be considered incorrect. Now we're at this place where we're considered the same as every other American. I'm good.
Yeah.
I don't need any reparations. I don't need anybody to tell me I'm better or treat me like I'm stupid because I don't know how to find an ID. I don't need people to put, their hatred towards me and my family because we hold on to family values. Like, I'm good.
Yeah, I gotcha.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And just to put holes in this whole thing comparing to slavery, slaves didn't get paid. NFL.
Yeah. I think it's insulting. If you want to know my personal opinion, once again, my personal opinion, I think that's insulting to the African Americans who were in slavery, who were brought here without being asked. I think it's insulting to all minorities who've gone through all the things that all minorities have gone through. The Chinese Americans who are descendant of the coolies who worked on the railroads and were blown up before payday. Of the Mexican migrant worker who was taken advantage of. That is slavery. Having a job that you chose, that you worked all your life wanting to have so that you could be glorified on television and have endorsement deals and expensive cars and so on and so forth, that's not slavery. Now, that being said, the NFL, if I were in the NFL and the young guys for the NFL, stop spending your money. Just take your contract, stop spending your money, live on $70,000 a year, stop spending it, keep all the rest of it, and then you can tell the NFL what you want to do. Yes.
A lot of problems with that too. And the minimum salary in the NFL is what, $500,000 bucks.
$180. It's $180.
So you're making decent money if you're a third string quarterback. You know what I mean? You're still probably doing okay.
The practice team gets $100,000 too. Here's the thing. So like, If you're built for the NFL and you're going to be that type of an athlete, it's going to be a violent sport, but you've decided that from a long time ago and you've always wanted to do it. You love it. Okay, that's first. Second, you're glorified in this country as some sort of a hero and you're paid exorbitant amounts of money. That is very insulting to someone who was stolen from their family, had a wife, had children, had those people ripped away from them so they could be sold. That's very insulting.
Yeah.
It's very insulting. So yeah, I'm not going to watch it. And like, I can't make anything funny out of it. That sucks because I like to be funny. And this whole episode's been nothing but me hickory stumping for the Republicans or something.
Well, what do you think's going through Colin Kaepernick's mind when he puts this together? What's his point?
Everybody likes to be a victim now for some reason.
Because 2 weeks ago, he was in Ebony Magazine, one of these magazines, talking about, I will not stop until I win another Super Bowl on an NFL team. And this was just a couple of weeks ago. He was talking about that. So wait, NFL slavery, but you'd still, because come on, honestly, he would take, well, I don't know if he would now, but 2 weeks ago, he would have took a job on a team in the NFL. No question.
I mean, if he would or he wouldn't, and like we all have the right to freedom of speech.
Yeah.
And I want us all to remember that, even if it's nuts, because I think this is nuts, but he has the freedom to say it. You see where I'm going? Like, that's the problem is neither side want to say, I don't agree with you, but you have every right to say that. Both sides want to go, how dare you? My nephew's in Iraq right now. And it's like, all right, look, man, hit the brakes. Maybe that's not what he's saying. And like, words should mean what they mean. If I say some outlandish thing, those should be the exact words I'm held accountable to. You know what I mean? Like, so it can't be, well, I don't shop in those neighborhoods. Oh, Mike hates whatever minority group. No, I have to use a racial slur and say, I don't trust these blanks, any of them. I don't like any of them, and I would do violence to them. That's racism.
That's racist. Yeah.
That's where you can hold me to words. We want to look into things, right? Colin Kaepernick, I think, has mental problems. He has mental issues, in my personal opinion. Maybe CTE, I don't know. But he believes that this country has wronged him. Now, no matter how many times we point out to him, it's like, hey, you were adopted by a middle-class family who worked you through football, sent you to camps, allowed you to live your dream. You've gotten more out of this country than all of us has. No matter what we say, it doesn't change the fact that that's what he believes. Now, I don't believe it, and I don't care what he's been through. If that's what he believes, explain to me why you believe that, and let me explain to you my experience. You know what I mean? Let's have a conversation. I'll tell you my experience and why I'm not so frustrated at the system, because I just want to get through the system and bring people with me.
Yeah.
I don't want to tear down the system. But if you want to tear down the system, you have every right to feel that way. You know what I mean? I don't agree with it, but Adley, you got to understand, like, there's no way you don't understand this, right? It's just the left and the right constantly pointing at what one person does and going, how dare you? And then now we've got this stupid argument. No, I don't agree with it. Well, you're a racist. How am I a racist? Because I don't agree with that. You know what I mean? Well, hey, he has the right. What? You're not a patriot? I am a patriot. That's why I say he has the right.
Yeah.
Don't take that from us. You know what I mean? Like, that's the problem is the powers that be want us to just bicker about silly things like this while we individually take our freedoms from each other. No, man. If I don't agree with Colin Kaepernick, I don't need to conjecture on how patriotic I am, how I feel about the military, any of that stuff. I just don't agree with what he said. But if you agree with them, you don't have to tell me I don't see the plight of the minority and da-da-da, because usually that's a white person saying that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like, I'm not saying the white people can't understand what that plight is, or maybe they grew up poor Caucasian, in West Virginia, and so they feel these pains. What I'm saying is we need to stop pushing our ideals on other people and allowing people to have the freedom to give their ideals. Do I agree with Colin? Unfortunately not. Do I think he's a horrible person? No, I just think he's misguided in this place. Other than that, I probably can go have a beer with the guy. I'd probably go skateboarding with the guy. You know what I mean? Seriously, can't we just do that? Because wouldn't you rather just have a beer with a cat than constantly be locking horns for the rest of your life?
Yeah. Yeah. And
Dude, we are 50 years old. Go ahead.
if he's legitimately pointing out some racist tactics in some whatever, you know what I mean, then he can put together these, I guess it's 6 episodes. So yeah, again, I don't know if I'm gonna watch it. I've just watched the one scene and you're like, wow, very eye-catching. And yeah, you're right. That's what he believes. That's what he wants people to see, whether they see it or not, or have a different viewpoint. Again, yeah, I agree with you. It's okay to disagree, not believe in someone's opinion, or take it as like, hey, you have a right to your opinion. Absolutely. So,
And there might be some merit too, you know what I mean? But there should be a conversation, about the merit of it. Well, this is why America's racist. Hey man, I'm not dumb. I know America's still racist. Okay. Let's talk about what we're going to do about it instead of witch hunting anybody who voted a certain way, or witch hunting anybody who doesn't believe in the vaccine, or witch hunting anybody who, and I took the vaccine, by the way, folks, or witch hunting anybody who says, let's go brand it. You know what I mean? Like, let's stop doing that. This is not funny, but I can't help it. It's just,
wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, but I got to be honest. Like, why are we doing this? Like, we're Americans. We should love each other. We all got here somehow, and we should all want more people to get here somehow. You know what I mean? We should want the same for everybody else that we were afforded. Dude, think about this, bro. If you were raised in Thailand by 2 people from Thailand, you think you'd have the opportunities you've been given in this life?
Nope. My mom tells me all the time, in Thailand, you've got cousins out there that there's 40 people living in a hut with no bathroom.
Mom, I just wanted a second piece of chicken, okay? Can I just...
I'm full. I don't want any more food, Mom. Eat. Come on. Did your parents do that? Just eat the meat. Get the expensive part.
Meat. They do that.
Just eat the meat.
Yeah. But here's the thing is like, that's the thing though, is like, we should encourage others to come here. You know what I mean? Because if we only want to have 2.5 kids, like here's where I'm at. Okay. And hate me for not being a Republican or not being a Democrat. If you know that you can have a citizen that's a better carpenter than most Americans, is willing to die to be in America, is willing to send most of that money back to their family so their family can be taken care of, and is highly religious, so will have a moral compass, wouldn't you want that to be a citizen of your country?
I would not have a problem with that.
Yeah, man. So why are we doing this to ourselves? We're teaching each other to hate ourselves. We're not wanting the best and brightest to come through because they're brown. Engineers as well. They get these great educations here in the United States, would love to stay here and be world-class engineers for our great startup and tech companies. What do? Send them back to India. That's nuts. Why?
Yeah.
Because I voted this way and you voted that way, and now I hate you. Guess what, America? The Chino brothers are here to say we're not going for that.
We love everybody.
We're not going for that, huh, Adley?
Yeah, and if you're down to contribute, I don't have a problem with that. Am I there? Do I want to give you a handout? No. I'd rather see you work and work hard. And a lot of times that's what we see. Not always, but most of the time.
I'll say this. I was talking with Sherilyn about this the other day, and I was like, anybody who wants to go out and complain, oh, these people aren't working hard enough, da-da-da. I'm like, okay, cool. Now put your resume against mine, see who worked harder.
Who's had more jobs?
I don't complain that people don't work hard.
Yeah.
I don't like my staff. I'll be like, nah, bro, we got to work hard. You know what I mean? But like the world, it's like, look, man, we kind of need to get by, and we kind of need to stop hating each other. We kind of need to stop pointing fingers and stop caring and being so mad about what the other party's done when it's Adley and Mike, or Adley and Jeff, or Adley and Henry. You know what I mean? Henry's your boy. That's your cat, man. You like going out to the club with the cat. You got spun records together, and then you just found out he voted different than you. Now you don't like him. That's silly.
That very silly. Yeah, I could never see doing that too. Yeah.
But Americans do it all the time.
But people do that to each other.
Yeah, let's stop doing that, America. What's our next story, Adley? Sorry.
Well, on a lighter note, guess who's dating? So, we don't know for sure, but Kim Kardashian and Pete Davidson definitely held hands on a night out, and they were double dating. Well, they were with Courtney and Travis, so her sister and her boyfriend.
And the
Travis
drummer
Barker.
from Blink 182. Yeah.
Drummer from Blink 182. Yeah, Kourtney Kardashian. So the world wakes up to reports that Kim Kardashian and Pete Davidson apparently might be a thing now. And
Do you
you're
think
thinking,
Pete Davidson's
what?
on drugs?
Yeah.
You do?
Well, I think he's partied and he's done drugs before. And how does he get these dates with these pretty girls? He was with Ariana Grande, dated for a while. And I'm not knocking the guy. He's funny. You
He's
see it on
super
SNL.
funny.
He's entertaining.
He's super funny.
Would you call him the Brad Pitt in the looks department? I mean, is he a handsome dude?
Maybe he is, but like a weird kind of handsome. You know what I mean? Like
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like he's just a weird kind of handsome.
Yeah.
I don't know, bro. If that cat wasn't funny, he didn't have any money, he looked like that, he ain't getting none of them girls, bro. I don't care.
Yeah, let's be real. It's like without some fame or whatever. And he's kind of a bad boy too. I mean, he's tatted up from the neck down and everywhere. So you're thinking like, could they be dating? I mean, Kim, I think she's still married officially to Kanye. I don't know if the divorce is final, right?
I've heard rumors that Pete Davidson has a giant wiener. I don't want to say that on the show, but it's true. And Kim Kardashian is a porn actress, so I can see him dating.
Just what's going through Kanye's mind right now? Oh, that dude's probably flipping out.
I guess I don't know.
He's got to be flipping out. Like,
at least it's
my
Pete
gosh.
Davidson and not like Jake Paul. You know what I mean? Like, if you're gonna lose your girl to somebody, say, hey man, the hottest comedian in the world right now, man, good for you.
And even if you're Kanye, you're probably like, well, Pete Davidson, he's actually kind of funny. Okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, all right, yeah, it could be worse. Definitely could be worse.
He looks like he has an STD or something, though, Pete Davidson. Doesn't he? Doesn't he look like he has the herp?
He looks kind of like, he's, he looks like he's gotten down and dirty.
Yeah, poor guy.
Before, so.
All right, guys. Well, that's our episode of the Chino Brothers. Thank you so much for watching. One more episode in season 2 will be done. I hope you enjoyed the podcast, and we are done. 11 minutes over, man. I can't believe it. We're getting so close to that hour. All right. Follow us on
Chino
Instagram,
Brothers Podcast, YouTube.
Chino Brothers Podcast on YouTube. If you just type in Chino Brothers now, it comes up on YouTube algorithm.
Yes.
Yeah, because we've gotten so popular. And I'm not saying that in a Jake Paul kind of way. We've been spiking our videos, guys. We pay for views.
It's appreciated too.
But we do appreciate you guys following us. Please follow us. All right, guys. We'll see you on the next one. Boom. Done.